Has Action Bronson mastered the art of turning chaos into world building? Let's talk about it. What's going on, y'all? It's your man Lighthouse, and you're now tuned into another episode of Everything for Everybody. And today we'll be discussing Action Bronson's Planet Frog album. I'm super excited about this because Action Bronson is one of my favorite MCs. I know the term world building is like a trendy phrase to describe artistic branding and creative identity, but Action is one of the best to do it, and he's like a hip-hop Anthony Bourdain because he raps, he eats food, he likes food, he tries food. I just think that's dope, and that's like a great character asset to have. Action Bronson's Planet Frog moves like a late-night transmission drifting through smoke, luxury, and surrealism. The album strips hip-hop down to atmosphere and instinct, often removing drums entirely or reducing percussion to the faintest pulse. Across skeletal loops from Derringer and lush saxophones and piano textures from Harry Fraud, Bronson shapes a world that feels intentionally sparse but vividly detailed. The production never chases excess. Every sound feels deliberate, giving the album an almost cinematic patience that rewards immersion. As always, Bronson's writing remains dense with references, but here they move less like punchlines and more like flashes of consciousness. Luxury cars, wrestlers, athletes, exotic locations, obscure foods, and action film imagery blur together into a stream of thought that mirrors someone talking from instinct rather than structure. The rapid-fire imagery becomes part of the album's identity, and Planet Frog prioritizes momentum, mood, and texture, allowing its imagery and atmosphere to unfold like a continuous stream of thought rather than stopping to spotlight individual bars. What I feel makes the album so engaging is the way Bronson casually blends food, street talk, and surreal imagery into the same conversation without it ever feeling forced. One moment he's talking about a calzone or bacon, egg, and cheese, and the next tied to some wild threat, luxury detail, or off-the-wall scenario, which I find funny. Like, he says the funniest shit. You gotta love it. That balance of humor, danger, and everyday indulgence gives the album its personality. Even the most exaggerated moments feel connected because Bronson treats his world like a myriad of exciting experiences filled with his own rituals, references, and obsessions. And that's my favorite quality about Bronson, honestly. The guest appearances strengthen the world without disrupting it. Rock Marciano glides across the song Peppers with icy precision, delivering references with the calm confidence of someone fully in command of the room. Paul Wall brings a relaxed Texas charisma to the song Triceratops, while Lil Yachty cuts through the haze with an unexpectedly reflective verse that briefly grounds the album emotionally. I'm not gonna hold you. As Lil Yachty gets older, I feel like he's amassing some pretty solid features and has some surprisingly good songs in his catalog. I feel like, he says the dumbest shit in interviews about hip hop, no doubt, but I feel like he does have an ear for good sounding shit and just being on brand and being on course with what's actually happened now, whether it's underground, whether it's the shit you might consider to be what they call that, mumble rap. I don't even consider it mumble rap. I just think that he's just a youthful rapper, and he just has shit that be knocking. Like, he could do songs with a bunch of people, and I appreciate that about him. And I know some of you gonna be like, man, fuck Lil Yachty, he ain't shit, he's garbage, whatever. I don't know. Everything ain't for everybody, but I fuck with some of his stuff, you know what I'm saying? And this was like a great feature for him. I didn't see this coming. I didn't have this on my 2026 bingo card that Lil Yachty will be doing a song with Action Bronson, so this is dope. Meanwhile, longtime collaborator Mayhem Loren adds familiarity and chemistry that speaks to years of creative partnership. For me, this album's emotional centerpiece arrives with the song Simone, where Bronson briefly lowers the veil and trades surreal reference stacking for vulnerability. The record touches on aging, love, sleeplessness, and the desire to break destructive cycles. That moment gives Planet Frog greater depth because it reveals the humanity underneath all the extravagant imagery and humor. It reminds listeners that Bronson's larger-than-life persona has always been connected to real reflection underneath the surface. At its best, Planet Frog feels hypnotic. The album thrives in atmosphere and personality rather than conventional structure. Records like Mutations fully embrace the formula, combining surreal imagery and understated production and Bronson's unmistakable charisma into something immersive and oddly meditative. The result is an album that doesn't feel like a collection of songs, but rather it feels like you're wandering through the subconscious mind of Action Bronson for 30 minutes, which I think is ill. But that's my time, y'all. Let me know what you think about this album. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay in the loop. Also, like I always say, if you're streaming this and you want to go directly from this show to the album on your streaming platform, do so. I'm using Spotify. This is how it looks right here. Yeah, so you can do that and you can check me out and then check out the album. All right? Until next time, take care of yourself. I'll see y'all soon. Peace. And we out.